Welcome everyone to our presentation. I am Marika Hooper and my colleague is Miss Tiffany Hamilton, and we will use this time to explain to you our interpretation of our concept map as it pertains to curriculum integration. Now, for our graphical representation, we would have utilized a thematic interdisciplinary approach to our concept map. And what this does is that we would have incorporated pollution across three disciplines in our secondary curriculum. That is integrated science, English language, and social studies. Now, holistically, what this is for the student is that it provides them with the opportunity of learning by making meaningful connections rather than learning in isolation. So specifically to English language, students will improve their communication skills, particularly in the areas when they are going to be reading passages on pollution, and they are going to be penning editorial letters to a given newspaper. And in so doing as well, they will also be exposed to environmental vocabulary, altogether fostering their critical thinking skills. Additionally, social studies will seek to um, show them the correlation between pollution, human behavior, and the development of a nation. So they will be instructed in the areas of the effects of proper disposal of waste, and they can also examine environmental laws as well as to creatively design posters that could raise awareness about pollution in their respective communities. Further, in integrated science, students will be able to investigate the origins or the causes and effects of pollution in the environment, on people and on animals as well. And students will use this information to create a 3D model of a polluted river or a polluted coastline, and there they'll be able to make real life connections with this topic because they're able to visualize how pollution impacts an environment, the people in that environment, and the animals and plants in that environment. And so I will now hand you over to my colleague Tiffany, who is going to expound on the reasons for our approach of this integration technique, as well as to explain to you um, the classroom activities that can foster this development in our children. Over to you, Ms. Hamilton.
Thank you, Marika. So these are some reasons why we chose to integrate pollution into our curriculum. Pollution is a real-world issue that affects students' daily lives. Students commonly experience littered surroundings, blocked drains, smoke from burning garbage, as well as vehicle emissions on almost a daily basis. This makes pollution visible and relatable, thus encouraging students to connect school knowledge to community realities. Pollution blends naturally with the learning outcomes of each subject. For integrated science, students can investigate the types, causes, and effects of pollution while linking it to human activities, socioeconomic effects, and laws that govern in social studies. English language becomes a tool for advocacy through the writing of persuasive essays and editorials. This integration supports higher order thinking. Pollution is a complex issue with scientific, social, and communication dimensions, making it ideal for interdisciplinary teaching. This helps students to realize the relationships between ideas and fosters problem solving as well as collaborative skills. Finally, this integration encourages values, and ethics, such as environmental responsibility, appreciation for a healthy ecosystem, and sustainable practices. Below are some of the classroom activities. Persuasive writing. This allows students to argue for cleaner communities, proper waste disposal, or stronger environmental protection. This helps them to practice reasoning, utilize evidence, and promote environmental awareness. The letter to the editor enables students to draft a formal letter addressing a pollution issue in their community, such as the burning of garbage. This activity teaches real-world communication skills and civic responsibilities. Students create a 3D model showing a polluted river or coastline. This hands-on task helps them to visualize cause and effect relationships and understand how pollution impacts plants, humans, and animals. Students can design educational posters promoting recycling, composting, proper waste disposal. This activity strengthens creativity while spreading awareness throughout the school. Learners research national environmental laws and summarize key points. This helps them to understand how government manage environmental issues and the role of citizens in upholding these laws. Ms. Hooper will now take us over to the benefits and limitations of this integration.
Well, thank you, Ms. Hamilton. You just heard from Ms. Hamilton the reasons behind using this integration approach, and the reasons are many and very beneficial to the students. And so ideally, this particular approach will foster emotional investment and sustained engagement in our students, because when they're able to relate their concept, make a connection with what is happening around them and what is relatable to them, learning becomes fun. It becomes engaging. It becomes something that they are able to see it through. It becomes goal-oriented because they're able to see what they've learned in the classroom, and then they can now apply this in their everyday life. Because listen, they can learn the poster creation in social studies and then take the same poster and post it up on strategic parts in their community and see persons learning and wanting to get involved. So it's not learning in isolation. This particular approach enables our students to have a hands-on or a say in their learning, right? But like anything, there are limitations. And so what this particular integration has its limits in is that if there is it requires a high teacher expertise and collaboration. So if teachers are not properly qualified or equipped with the necessary resources to administer this particular approach or this particular integration in their curriculum, we do not see the benefits of this integration. And further, if there isn't a collaboration between teachers to ensure that this particular theme or topic is being administered or taught in each subject area to ensure that the student learns collectively, then the integration approach has its faults. So in one hand, we have our students benefiting tremendously, but at the same time, this is dependent on who administers this particular integration approach. And so conclusively, the incorporation of the theme of pollution throughout the curriculum assess the students in acquiring good academic knowledge and also training them to be responsible and environmentalist citizens. The concept map that we would have created depicts the collaboration between three subjects: English language, social studies, and integrated science, to provide students with a more comprehensive view of the problem and motivate them to take a constructive step in this matter. So thank you for listening to our presentation. And here is a list of our sources that we would have referenced to put together this presentation, and you are free to do some further reading as you see fit. Thank you so much.
Thank you.